Hey guys, if you're new to my channel, my name is Kimberly. I'm a daily vlogger and I also make beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos. And if you're not new, welcome back. This is a long overdue video. I am going to tell you guys in detail my weight loss update, what I've done, what hasn't worked, and what has worked for me personally. I am going to follow the tag with the questions, but I'm going to try not to get too chitty chatty, but this is a topic I've been waiting to talk to you guys about for quite some time, and I'm finally ready, so I'm going to jump into it. The first question is, when did you start to gain weight? For myself, this is irrelevant. I was just naturally a bigger kid. In elementary school, I was always overweight and was very self-conscious of it because I did get made fun of and called fat a lot in elementary school, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that and how embarrassing it is and just how much that kind of sticks with you throughout your life. So it's not like I had a sudden weight gain at any point in my life, but I did go up and down. Like after puberty, I did lose a lot of weight and was actually underweight at one point, and then gained it back slowly over time, and just kind of had a lot of inner issues around that. Question number 2 is, what was your heaviest weight? So a lot transpired after I had my son. I had diabetes while I was pregnant, so I maintained my weight very well during my pregnancy, but I was still the largest I had ever been, mostly because I was pregnant. But the day I had my son, I was 180 pounds, and then after I had him, I within the first couple weeks dropped down to 165 pounds, and then gained back all of that weight. So postpartum, by a few months, I was up at 180. So I was the same weight I was when I had my son, minus the baby, which really messed with my head quite a lot. Question number 3, what diets have you been on? So sadly, related to what I was telling you about my childhood, I started dieting very young. Like in elementary school, I was already dieting, and I tried basically every diet you can think of. I'm not even going to get into, there's no point in listing them all, but I tried every different angle that there possibly was. And then in the last year, I was a Beachbody coach for exactly a year and tried numerous products. If you guys aren't familiar with them, they're the company that makes P90X and Insanity. And so I did quite a number of different programs throughout the year, and they all involved a slightly different nutritional plan. And none of them worked. I didn't lose a single pound in the entire year I was coaching. I did lose a substantial amount of inches, and my body did reshape from exercising, but I think I'll get into a little bit later why I didn't lose weight. Question number 4, is your goal a number, size, or a goal on the scale? Jasper was asking me about this the other day. For now, I do have a goal. My goal is 140 pounds. I was aiming to lose 140 pounds before my wedding in September, I'm not aiming to lose 140. I wanted to be at 140, so to lose 40 pounds by September for my wedding. And I'm halfway there right now, which is why I decided to make this update, is because I am at my halfway point. I have lost 20 pounds since May. And it is now, if you're watching this in the future, currently as I'm filming this, it is July 28th, and I have lost, basically at the end, it's been almost exactly 2 months, and I've lost 20 pounds. My goal was to lose another 20 before September, which I totally could do now that I've dealt with the issues that were causing me not to lose weight, which I'll get into, but basically, I tried on my wedding dress, and if I lose more than 10 more pounds, it's probably not going to fit. It will just fall right off of me. So I'm just taking it easy on myself. I'm not pushing myself too hard, and I'll get into details about what I'm doing and how I'm lost this most recent 20 pounds, but basically I'm just being a little bit more relaxed about things because if I lose 20 pounds before September, my dress won't fit, which is kind of quite the predicament to be in. I feel so empowered and so proud of myself after trying for so hard and so long to lose weight and just failing miserably, and finally being able to do it, and then not being able to do it fully because, I just can't afford to buy a second wedding dress, and I would break my dad's heart because he bought me the first one. The next question, sorry, I'm looking at the iPad. The next question is, what is your favorite food? So I've been a sweets kind of girl my whole life, which is weird because when I was really little, I didn't like candy. On Halloween, I would give my candy away, and somewhere along the lines, I developed this really strong addiction to not just food in general, but specifically to sweets. So last April, I actually made the conscious decision to eliminate refined added sugars into my life. And some people do this and they take it very far. They won't have pasta sauce or anything, etc., with any sugar in it. And I didn't take it that far. For myself, I personally define that as no more ice cream, desserts, like no cookies, pies, nothing that is classified as a dessert. And then if I knew directly, like had a choice, like with my coffee, I would not be adding in refined sugars. I did allow myself to have pure maple syrup, agave, and honey, but as time progressed, within the end of the month, I had already lost all of my cravings for sugar and didn't even want those substitutions anyways. So that was a huge deal for me, to give up my absolute favorite category of food, but it was the most empowering decision I ever made, because I finally felt mentally capable to address all of my issues with food, which mainly the common theme around all of that was overeating. And that was why I would have so many problems doing diets throughout my life, because most diets focus on portion control, because for a lot of us that's where the issue lies, and that was just a huge thing for me. I had this very strange subconscious fear of starving, and found myself always wanting to eat more, even when I knew I was full. And so I finally felt ready for the first time in my entire life to be okay with myself and to not have to feel so full all the time and just eating smaller amounts of food here and there. So that all got triggered from my first decision around eliminating refined sugars. And I'm so grateful for a friend that inspired me to do that, because she was my support system in the beginning of that, and I don't think I would have been able to do it without her. The next question is, what is your favorite now? Oh, that's really hard. I still love food, and don't get me wrong, I still indulge here and there. My bridal shower date last week was the first time I did have sugar, because I knew this was kind of not a full long-term kind of thing, because with my wedding I knew I was gonna have cake. I had to deal with the issue, and once I dealt with the issue and got more control around that area of my life back, I could let myself indulge here and there without it turning into this massive issue. So my favorite foods now, I think, still are those same things, but it's just that I don't have them that much, so I guess I appreciate them even more. I'm trying to think of what my favorite healthy food is. I really freaking love salad now, which is really weird. I love coleslaw, I love salad, I like smoothies, protein shakes. What else? Yeah, I don't know. That's really hard for me. I'm just a food lover at heart, and I think that's why I have been having issues my whole life. So I can't. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite food now or before. What food will you not give up? I would give up any food. That was my issue, is sugar was that one thing that I really felt what's the point in living if you can't even have sweets, blah 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 blah. And the thing is once I taught myself that I could give it up and that it really wasn't a big deal, and my life moved on and I was just fine, well, now it's I can have sugar. It's not gone forever, but I usually just don't even want it anymore. How do you reward your accomplishments? New clothes. My biggest biggest reward to me is just being able to go down a size in clothing. I'm a very small framed person. I'm only 5 feet tall, so if you can imagine a 5-foot person with 180 pounds on them is really unproportionate. And when you're short and you're too big and you start to lose weight, it really affects your clothing sizes pretty fast. So from the end of May, I was an extra large in stretchy kind of pants, and now I'm down to a medium. So that's, for me, so good, because it's been a really long time, and so I just love to reward myself with buying new clothes. And my thing that I love is just seeing myself in the clothes, and being able to style my body better and just feel really confident in clothes. what will you do at your goal? I was just asked about Jasper about this because he's like, okay, so your goal is like to get to 140. That's like the numerical goal. My goal is to really feel good about myself. Like I said to him, you know, it's not like when I get to 140, I'm just gonna start eating all this junk again. Like when I get to 140, I want to keep doing exactly what I'm doing. I become a runner. I eat super healthy. It's just that I'll be maintaining, like I'm just gonna be relaxed about it, which is kind of what I'm being right now. And it's more just gonna be about how my body feels, paying attention to my intuition and listening to my heart and my stomach, because like now if I do have some like unhealthy foods here and there, I feel really gross. Like I don't feel good, and it's not a mental thing, it's a physical thing. So I just like want to pay attention to that and just go with that, and like, but I'm not gonna give up this lifestyle once I reach my goal. I'm just gonna like keep living this way. What diet or plot are you following now? Nothing. So I want to get into this with you guys and tell you what has worked for me. If you've watched to this point, you deserve to hear it. I have not dieted since like when I've started this since the end of May. I have not been on a single diet, and I have not been on a single workout plan. All I have done is use my Fitbit every single day, and this is not a sponsored video, just so you guys know, this is 100% my opinion and my experience, and MyFitnessPal on my phone, which is an app. So MyFitnessPal, you track all your foods, you write down everything you eat, and it tells you how many calories you're eating. You enter in your weight and your weight loss goal, all that information, your gender, everything, and it tells you how much exactly to eat per day to stay at a deficit so that you will lose weight. And for myself, with my frame and my goal, it was to eat 1,200 calories per day. I have not eaten more than 1,200 calories per day since I started doing this at the end of May. I have eaten anything I wanted within reason, and with practice noticed that the healthier the foods were that I ate, the more I could eat. Like if I had pizza for lunch, which I did many times, it's that if I had 1 or 2 slices, I had to basically eat very lightly for the rest of the day. So to eat like well-balanced meals throughout the day, I had to eat healthier. So I just kind of like taught myself how to do that without really needing so much help. And then my Fitbit kept track of exactly how many calories I am burning off, and would put the two numbers together for input versus output and tell me if I was in a safe zone or in a, you know, like a bad zone, like you should get up and walking, or an under zone, like you're not eating enough today. So, you know, like the accumulation of those two things helping me, that's all I have done, and it's totally just helped me. And I am so happy that, you know, it's like finally I wasn't on a diet, I wasn't on some sort of crazy plan, I wasn't pushing myself to do these crazy workout programs, I was just walking every day, just walking. I've only started running the last few weeks, and I'm not like a pro runner or anything. I'm using the Couch to 5K, and I'm like still in the first few weeks, so it's really easy still. And that's what worked for me. Like I feel like this is the least amount of effort. Like I've like finally not trying that hard, and that's what worked for me, and the weight just like came off. So, what is your favorite body part? I have a pretty solid like curvature. I'm curvy. I'm a curvy girl. Whether I'm 180, 140, 160, I'm always been curvy. I like my curves. What are your non-scale goals? The clothing stuff, like I was telling you guys, like how I feel when I look at myself in my clothes in the mirror. How I feel when I see myself in a picture someone's taken of me and I'm like, oh, like I look good. Or when I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I'm like, hey, like, you know, like little things like that where I'm starting to notice now that like I can see it in myself, and when other people see me that haven't seen me in a while and they're like, hey girl, like you lost weight, right? Like that's such, like that fills my heart just to know that like, you know, like my presence like is a reflection of how I'm taking care of my body. And before it was like how I treat myself is like a reflection on me, right? Like, and that made my self-esteem really low, because it's like I'm not respecting my body, I'm not treating my body right, and like I don't feel good about that. And now like I have a sense of pride because I am taking care of myself, and I'm showing that to my son. I'm showing him that it's important to take care of your body, and it's important to just care about yourself and to love yourself from the inside and the outside. What makes losing weight hard for you? Food. I'll just leave it at that. Would you ever consider weight loss surgery? No. I've shown myself that I'm capable of, you know, put in the work. Just don't overeat. Like, you know, everything within reason, and that's all it needs to be. Just live a healthy lifestyle. You don't need to diet. You don't need to be like listening to Shaun T, drill sergeant you know, like just be healthy and the weight will just come off in time, and that's all I have to say. So I hope you guys really like this tag. This is a different kind of video for me. And if you're watching this on Facebook on my Clean Lean fitness page, like, just thank you for watching, and I haven't posted anything out in a while, so I hope you guys enjoyed this update from me. And yeah, hit subscribe. I make videos all the time, sometimes more than one a day. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.